Okay, so this is the garden bed I will be tackling today. It's kind of like a kidney bean shape on the edge of our driveway. But it's very overgrown. This magnolia needs to get cut back. I think it's called a Star Magnolia. I just need to trim back that, take out some of these yuccas that, if you can believe it or not, I a couple years ago completely removed them all, or so I thought. So yeah, I gotta thin this out again. Kind of prune this guy back a little bit. I'm probably gonna move this grass, which is I think a Carl Forster grass. And I think this Globe Thistle, see, I like to leave it for the birds, but it's looking so mangy. I think I might cut it back and transplant a chunk of it to the backyard. This is like a huge magnet for honeybees and other pollinators. They really gravitate to this particular plant. I feel like it went fast this year, but the thistle in the seed heads are a favorite of the yellow finches that come through and other birds. So I don't want to remove this plant altogether, but it is kind of a thug in this garden. And then just weed, but you can see this yucca is kind of crazy. I have some lambs here and here, and yeah, this year the Echinacea looks pretty crappy. Another thing I should mention is on one of my Facebook stories or Instagram stories, I posted about Aster Yellows, which is a systemic disease that coneflowers can get from a leafhopper. And someone yelling at his dog. What I think I actually have is a mite that is affecting it. The reason I can tell the difference is because the unusual growth from the cone is the actual color of the cone and not yellow. Aster Yellows is a yellow growth. So I think what I have is this mite, which the name I'll put on the screen because I don't remember. So what I'm gonna do, this also I typically leave for the birds, but I think because of the mite issue, I'm gonna cut it all back to the ground this year. Clean it up. So here's another close-up view of what the mite does to the coneflower. So the treatment for this is to remove the flower heads that are affected to reduce the mite population. And because my coneflower is looking so mangy and leggy because the weather we've been having here in Michigan, southeast Michigan, we're in zone 6B, I just decided to cut it all back this year. Normally I leave it till the fall, like I mentioned before, and the birds have a heyday with it. But I am gonna clean up this area, and I took it out. It will be great for next year. I'm really happy that it wasn't Aster Yellows, because then I would have had to remove all of the plants with the roots and everything, completely remove them. But I'm pretty confident it's not. And the big way to tell, if I didn't mention earlier, is the cones will have this abnormal growth with the Aster Yellows, but the growth will be yellow coming off of the cone, not like similar to the cone color. So that's the big difference there. Okay, so I'm not sure if I like it. Oh, but that's it. Tree now. And I'm actually debating if I should take out that trunk and just leave it as that. I'm gonna leave it for a year and see how it goes. But this also, I noticed, now that I've been in here, has scale. So I'm gonna have to treat for the scale. It's all over. The stems that I did cut out have it really bad. There's just a few of them here. That's what scale looks like. Okay, so now I'm working on digging up this Globe Thistle to move it to a better spot in my yard. It's kind of a beast to get out of the ground. Oh boy. Okay, so I'm getting it out in chunks. So I'll replant in the backyard. Globe Thistle likes full sun. Okay, this is an example of what the yucca root looks like, but I'd even get to the bottom of it, and this is about, I don't know, at least 2 feet down. So it's kind of a lost cause. I just gotta stay on top of cutting them out. So that's what it's starting to look like right now. Taming the beast. Okay, it's a day later, and I am essentially done. I'm gonna cut a new edge of this garden shortly, but I thought I'd pop on and kind of just show you where we ended. So if you can see, I just cut back a lot of the yucca and opened that up, gave the arbor a little bit more room, and then I've planted Echinacea to kind of fill in this space. The 2 different varieties. I think this is called like pink something, Palumbo, and this is a blue variety, and then some Rebecca that will grow up nicely and contrast this turtle head that we have kind of naturalizing in this spot. The lamb's ear will most likely continue to kind of grow down this way as a border. And then we have another little patch of turtle head up front that just found its way up here. And then we cut back all of the Echinacea to essentially to the ground to deal with the mite issue that we have. So I'll show you on this side too. I kind of continued with the Agastachia this side, and that's the Rebeckia. So I think it turned out pretty good. Much more open and airy for this space. Okay, if you like this video, be sure to subscribe and like, and add any comments below. I'd love to hear your input, and then I will be doing more content like this in the future. Have a great Sunday.